Old titles have always been a blind spot in my love of games. I know, don't click away just yet. I mean, I played Ocarina of Time, Gen 1 Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy, but nevertheless, I don't hold that nostalgia for other great, albeit old titles. But I've always loved that old school aesthetic. Pixel art, punching gameplay, great puzzles, there's plenty to appreciate from that generation of games. There have been several modern releases that understand what audiences love about those older titles. Chained Echoes, Sea of Stars, Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler, but I think there's one title we can add to that list. One game that really takes what works with old titles and marries it well with modern game development and storytelling. Quartet. Quartet came out in August of this year, so this is by far the most relevant game I'm reviewing. Developed and published by Something Classic Games, Quartet is a throwback to the RPGs that made the genre. Games like the Dragon Quest series or Final Fantasy series. And it's not a retro-inspired game, but it actually feels like an older game, but not in a bad way. Graphics and gameplay seem very similar to those older titles, but the largest difference is in the story. Quartet has a fantastic story. Without spoiling anything, you take control of 4 vastly different characters from vastly different worlds and upbringing. Nikolai is a soldier, quickly becoming disillusioned with the nation he grew up loving. Cordelia is a fledgling mage, with high aspirations, looking to make her own way in the world after she's punished for the sins of her father. Alexandria is a young mechanic trying to balance taking care of her catatonic mother and her criminal brother. And Ben? Well, Ben is simply a fat cook trying to pay his rent. Throughout the story, you learn more about these characters and their companions, their backgrounds, motivations, dreams, all while fighting a fascist government set on murdering others for their own gain. The plot talks about themes of nationalism, fascism, genocide, abandonment, ideas of being complicit by inaction. Quartet talks about a lot of things in a very serious manner. It's not always subtle about its commentary, which I, for one, don't really mind, but I was very impressed with how Something Classic approached these tough and heavy topics. Quartet doesn't have many exposition dumps, but sectioned off commentary very well. It's not all doom and gloom though. Quartet adds some nice levity to the story that doesn't feel shoehorned in. I was also very impressed with how the game ended. Quartet wraps up the story neatly, not leaving any plot holes or forgetting storylines, an issue I had with Chained Echoes. I would say that Quartet is similar to Terra Memoria, as in it's a story-focused game. The combat, gameplay, puzzles, and dungeons, they aren't lacking, but they do take a backseat to the storytelling. I think that the intro encapsulates the ethos of the game, if you will. The intro starts by having you control 4 max-level characters fighting the boss in a pseudo-Quartet prequel. It subverts the expectation of the unbeatable boss when you end up beating him, but after each of the main prequel heroes disagree with what should be done with magic in the world, the question is asked, what happens now? I finished Quartet in around 30 hours, and for a $20 game, the value is exceptional. The main story is probably around 20 to 25 hours, with 8 side quests focused on each of the characters, some mini-bosses, and rare items and loot to collect. Throughout my playthrough, Quartet never felt like I was grinding out any of the side quests or mini-bosses. It all flowed really well. I just naturally wanted to complete it all, and it seems like Something Classic left plenty of room for additional content, and I love that. The graphics aren't really anything to talk about. There's an old school design to the art. I will say that it's a very competently designed game. Characters have some really fun and lively animations that couldn't have been easy to make. Some of the bosses, enemies, and abilities were really interestingly designed, but on the other hand, some were just clouds or disembodied T-Rex heads. I consider Chained Echoes and Sea of Stars some of the best retro 64-bit graphics around, and Quartet can't really compete, but I don't think that they wanted to. It seems like Something Classic wrote a great story and built a game around it to support it. Quartet plays like an older RPG, but with a great story, containing themes that you would see in art student short films. Quartet offers a decent-sized world for you to explore, 4 different continents, a dozen or so towns, many small and large dungeons, yet I wanted more. After I finished the main story, there were 2 cities that I just wasn't able to visit, citing that after the war they want nothing to do with us. If I were rating it amongst other retro RPGs, I would say that it kind of falls in the middle, maybe less than that. The dungeons were fun to explore, and there were plenty of fun puzzles throughout, but if we're comparing it to Chained Echoes or Sea of Stars, it's missing a lot of that free world exploration that audiences have come to expect in RPGs. As far as the consumer experience goes, Quartet is a fairly straightforward game. You're gonna pay $20 and play it for 30 hours or so, and that's it. There's not any replayability to it. You're not trying out different characters or classes, you're not grinding out to get the rare Dragoon. So if you're the kind of gamer that needs the gameplay to push you through the story, Quartet isn't for you. It's a great price and it's fun, but it's all story. Quartet is a really sweet love letter to older titles. It has a really nice story, tackling some heavy and relevant topics, but ultimately, it's a soft recommend for me. The gameplay isn't revolutionizing anything, it's very simple. Dungeon puzzles are a nice addition, but they were few and far between. Even though there is a soft world exploration aspect to it, it's painfully obvious how little content there is after beating the game. There's not much room for the how to get the best weapons or secret Easter eggs videos that RPGs usually have. But if you love story games and getting swept up in the world, you're gonna love this. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more content. I've been sick recently, so that's why there's a huge delay to the video and you could probably hear it in my voice. But let me know down below what older titles I should revisit. Thanks.